Hey guys, what's going on today? BOJoeKO here, and we are back for our NHL 15 BOJM with our Vancouver Canucks, as we are a struggling Canucks team right now. We have not had a start like this in a good 2 years, so it's definitely time to make some changes. So I've gone ahead and done the line edits for you guys, so you don't have to waste your time here. But what we've done so far on the main starting lineup is we've only moved Matthew Barzal back down to the second line, where he's been playing for the past couple of years, honestly, just because the first line hasn't been working out too well. And we're going to move Chad Roloff up to the first line to play with Galchenyuk and Grigorenko, just to see if we can get some more goal scoring happening. And hopefully Barzal and Strome could help Putolny boost his numbers, because the numbers are showing that our fourth line is the second most point-producing line out of all of our three lines. I think it goes first line, and then fourth line, and then second and third. So our third line's pretty pathetic for goal-scoring-wise, even though it's kind of an offensive line. But whatever the case, we're going to make that change, move Roloff up, Barzal down, and defensively, we're not going to make any changes defensively. However, for special teams here, we're going to move Roloff back up to the first line once again, and we're going to move Barzal down there to the second pair for the power play. We also moved Helman up with Fowler and moved Nordlund down with Hamilton. So we switched those two guys up just to get some more offense going yet again. As for the four-man power play, same thing. And then the penalty kill. So the penalty kill was hurting a little bit, so we made some changes here. We took Mitch Moroz off the penalty kill and moved Alex Galchenyuk up to the first pair with Bo Horvat. We also took Dave Corson off the penalty kill just because he didn't seem to be working off too well. We replaced him with Dougie Hamilton and moved him up to the first pair with Joakim Nordlund. And then for the second pair, we still have Bo Horvat and Brendan Gaunce on the centers just because they're our best face-off takers. And we're going to move Glenn Putolny down to the second pair with Christopher Tanev and Cam Fowler. So hopefully that should change up our penalty kill a little bit. Same deal on the penalty kill, Horvat and Gaunce, Hamilton, Nordlund, Tanev, and Fowler. And then obviously the goaltenders, a lot of you guys were also saying to take off auto-rotate goalies, but the way the menus are in this game, it's just way too long of a process for me to switch the goaltenders up and around, so I'm not going to be doing that. Hopefully these changes will help put this Vancouver Canucks team back on track. If not, we'll have to be sellers come the trade deadline. But we're 10-12-2, not a great record here. Hopefully these changes help our team out a bit. It's not a busy month of December, a couple games here and there, but we want to see how our team is going to play when we get to the All-Star break. And hopefully we can turn it around by then. But other than that, let's continue simulating here, and let's see how this Vancouver Canucks team will do after all these changes. 4-game road trip right here as well to start. Then we come home for 4 games as well, so we'll see. So a 4-game road trip and then a 4-game homestand. So we start off with a 3-2 win over my hometown Flyers, so that's a good way to start. They were a good team. They weren't a good team. They were an okay team as well. So we started to get some points at the end of the month, but we need to hopefully get back on track here as we get a 4-1 win over Montreal. So yeah, we lost that game against Tampa, but that's okay. 2-1 to start the road trip so far, and we are a 4-0 win over Florida. Okay, so I'm liking the way this is going. Goal scoring seems to be there a little bit other than that Tampa game, but Tampa's probably a good team by this time. It's year 7, right? It's year 6 or 7, I believe, and Tampa should be a pretty decent team by this time around, so we'll see. All right, so we ended the road trip at 3-1, which isn't bad. Come back home for 4 games. Now it's time to start going on a little bit of a tear here, Canucks, and once again another 4-1 loss on a Saturday yet again. All right, come on, Canucks. 3-2 in the month so far. Let's go. We gotta get some home game wins here. Dallas, they're same exact record as us. And 4-2 loss to the Dallas Stars. I don't know what's wrong with this team this year, man. Don't know what is up with this team this year. Either I think we're a good team or it's just the other teams around us are getting better. I don't know. Alright, divisional game, 2 divisional games here against Calgary. Actually, the next 5 games are all divisional games here. Would be nice if we can win some wins here. 5-2 loss against Calgary. I don't know, boys. I don't know if this is going to be the year or not. I think this might be a clunker year for the Canucks where we don't make the playoffs and we just might have to make some trades here. Might be a clunker year unless we can go on an absolute tear here. We'll have to see. I mean, if we win these last 3 games against all 3 of these divisional opponents, it puts us back over 500. with a little bit of hope, but I don't know. If we can end the month on a 4-game win streak, that'd be nice. Shootout loss to Anaheim. If you can win these 2 games against San Jose and LA, I mean, you're back to 500 at least, but I don't know, man. San Jose is a good team this year. Yeah, they're the best team in our division, I believe. So we're going to have to come out here and get a 1-0 win over them. Can we beat LA to get back to 500 at least? Maybe split the month, it seems. 4 losses and 4 wins, 5 wins. So we went 5-1 loss against LA. Every loss this month, we got completely shut out, except for the shootout loss against Anaheim. So 15, 17, and 3. I mean, we went, what, 5, and 1? Yeah, 5, and 1 that month. So we went completely even after the line changes. So we're going to try to do it up to the All-Star game again, and then we're just going to check out the stats and then make changes again. I only make changes every 2 months. I don't make changes after a month. So that was a 500 month. But we really need to tear it up here in the month of January if we really want to get back on track here. Really need to tear it up here. But these home games, man, just seem to be killer for us this year. Yeah, we can't win. We cannot win games at home. We cannot seem to win any games at home. Alright, I guess we're going to continue to scout. Let's scout the OHL for forwards for 6 weeks. I don't know what's wrong with this Canucks team, man. They seem to be a better road team than a home team. Yeah, I don't know. If we continue to lose a lot of games this month, I think I'm just going to keep the lineup and, you know, we're just going to have to make trades at the deadline. Yeah, we can't win games at home. Cannot win any home games this year, boys. 3 straight losses again. Yeah, I don't think this is the year for the Canucks. Do not think so. I think this is a kind of bounce back year. Not a bounce back year, but taking a step back. I think we're going to have to be a selling team come the trade deadline. Have to update our trading block, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I will actually edit my trading block now so we can actually start to see who we could bring in here. So I'm going to keep my first round pick because I know for a fact I'm going to want to hold on to that. So for defense, who are we going to trade defensively? I think Christopher Tanev has to get put on the trading block here. He's 32 years old as 84 overall with 2 years left at 4.7. So I definitely think he has to get put on here. So Christopher Tanev definitely needs to get added to the trading block. Forward-wise, who has to get added forward-wise? Let's see. So centers, Galchenyuk, no. Barzal, no. Grigorenko, no. Linden Vey, I guess we could possibly trade him. 30 years old, 83 overall, 2.9. He could be a nice addition for some teams. So we'll put Linden Vey on the trading block as well. And then what else? Anybody else here? Gaunts, no. Asham, no. These are all of our prospects. They all stay, obviously. Left wingers. Roloff and Shinkrook, no, they stay. Bork, obviously, but only going to get like a draft pick back for him. Putolny, no. Other than that, nope, all those guys stay. Defenseman, I don't think there's any other defenseman we trade other than Tanev. Maybe Cam Fowler, but not really. I wouldn't say you trade Cam Fowler. Corson, no, he's a rookie. He stays, obviously. Hellman stays. Nordland obviously stays. Cam Fowler, maybe. Dougie Hamilton, maybe. One of those two guys, but for right now, I think they should stay until you actually see Cam Fowler starting to drop a bit, but he's making 5.2 for another 2 years, unlike all of our other defensemen. But I think Tanev does have to get traded here. Maybe bring in another defenseman back. And probably Thomas Greiss has to get put on this trading block as well, just because he's not really working out too well for us. He could be starting these games too. Hell if I know. I don't know. So we're going to put those guys on the trading block because we're already 4 games below 500. Like I said, unless we go on an absolute tear now for the next half of this month and the rest of the other month, I don't see us being a playoff team. And after a 6-3 loss to Nashville, I don't see us being a playoff team whatsoever. So I am officially okay with this team kind of taking a step backwards. But we're going to have to use our assets pretty wisely here and see which teams we can trade to. Which teams will want Tanev, which will want... Tanev is going to be our biggest marketing tool definitely, this trade deadline. He's like an 84 overall defensive defenseman. He could really help a team for a playoff push, so he's going to be our biggest marketing tool for this trade deadline, without a doubt. Yep, just losing games. Yep, losing games. Yep, we're not a playoff team this year, boys. Not a playoff team. We might actually be one of the worst teams in the NHL this year, too. So, we'll see. I might just actually edit up all of our team and actually put players on their appropriate lines to see if we actually get some player growth. But don't know what I'll do about that. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Just going to continue simulating here to the end of the month. I'll make the appropriate changes as need be. I really still need to remember to put myself on private or turn notifications off. Gene Bolesky on a waiver claim. 82 overall center. Top 9 potential forward. He is 25 years old. Third line check-in line forward. Second round pick by the Florida Panthers. He's being put on waivers, 82 overall. He has 13 points in 45 games so far this year. I don't see why I wouldn't pick this guy up. Right? He's got a hard shot. His shooting hasn't really developed all too much. He's a two-way forward. He's got good defensive awareness and stick checking. Sure, why not? I'll claim him off waivers. He's making 1.5 for another 1 year. Sure, I'll claim him off waivers. Why not? We're one of the worst teams in the NHL. I don't see why not. We shouldn't claim that guy off waivers. We could. There's our trading asset right there. You could trade Lindevay away and put him on our third line. There's the trade condition there for Lindevay. So once again, we're 19, 25, and 3. I mean, I'll just check out the stats for stats' sake. I mean, we'll check out the point totals and see how bad this team is actually doing. But let's check out the entire league here. Let's check out points, see where the Canucks are. As we are, we're right behind the Minnesota Wild for the worst team in the NHL, and we have a game in hand on them. So we are the second worst team in the NHL right now, so we do have a top 5 pick, it looks like, coming to us. And that's not good. Not good at all. Goals for per game, we're down there at 2.6, is one of the worst in the league. Goals against per game, we're probably like one of the worst in the league, probably. Yeah, at a 3.0 basically, so one of the worst there. Power play percentage, one of the worst power plays. Yep, one of the worst power plays, 14.8%. Still one of the most teams on the power play, at least. And then penalty kill, 78%, not good at all. All right, this team's not good. We already knew that. So we'll see if we can get to the trade deadline here. I might just edit up the lines a bit just to put players in their appropriate positions to see where they're playing. But we'll see. So Galchenyuk, 38 points. Strome with 33. Grigorenko with 32. Barzal, 27. Roloff with 27. Potulny, 22. Gaunt, 17. Shinkruk, 16. Bork and Mraz still have more points than my entire third line combined. Third line is ultra negative. The third line is so negative, it's unreal. Defenseman, Fowler with 29, Nordlund with 24. Yeah, Tanev can definitely get traded. He only has 3 points. 3 points with a minus 17. Corson, 2 points. Yeah, we could definitely trade we could trade Tanev. Who's getting the majority of the starts? Grice and Polivka are just going back and forth once again. So, Grice was not the pickup we were hoping to get. Picked up an 83 overall, and he was not the goaltender it seemed to be. All right, so let's make our appropriate line changes here first, because what we at least can do is shift the players around so they're playing on their appropriate lines where they're supposed to play, and maybe we can get some improvements. So Roloff is on the second line. We're gonna move him down. Potulny, I think, is still a third line player. So what we're going to do is we're going to move Hunter Shinkruk up to the second line. We're going to move Glenn Potulny. Well, who do I not give a damn about on this team? I could move Mitch Mraz up to the second line. Actually, no, I don't give a crap about Lindevay because he's going to get traded anyway. So we can leave Shinkruk down there. We can move Lindevay up to the second. We'll keep the fourth as it is, but I just want to get these players playing on the lines that they're supposed to play in so that we have the potential to see some overall jumps. Other than that, there's really no point of like changing the lineups or anything like that, changing the lines around. I'm just going to keep them the way they are. And we'll just make ourselves all the way simulate up to the trade deadline here. And we shall hopefully continue to lose some games here. We beat the Minnesota Wild, which sucks. We really wanted them to beat us. We kind of took the lead over the Minnesota Wild in the standings too because of that. So let's get ourselves all the way up here to the trade deadline here. And we'll see if we can get some offers from some other teams for Tanev, Bourque, and Grice. And we'll see what happens. I mean, we did win 2 in a row. I doubt, unless we absolutely sweep this month, I don't see us making any deals at the trade. Unless I don't see us making trades for players at the trade deadline. I see us making trades to give away players, but that is 3 wins in a row. We do play the Wild twice, and there is a lot of games this month. A lot of games this month for February. Like I said, unless this team actually just goes insane try hard this month, I don't see us winning. Okay, but now we've won 4 in a row. Vancouver, don't make this harder for me than it has to be. Thank you, Minnesota, for shutting us out 4-0. Okay, ooh. So, the Canucks and the Rangers. The Rangers are not a playoff team as well, that's the thing. So, a second-round pick, Lyndon Vay and Asham, who's one of our prospects, for Svedberg and Anthony Duclair. Alright, so let's take a look at this here. So, the Rangers want Lyndon Vay. They want this Asham guy. Alright, so let's take a look at our second round pick here. So, let's take a look at the draft picks first. So, the second round pick, it's pretty highly rated this year because we know we're going to be a bottom 5 team. So, that makes sense. Forward-wise, let's take a look at Lyndon Vay. So, we know we're going to trade Lyndon Vay. Lyndon Vay's on our second line right now just so that we can hopefully get some progression going. So, we know Lyndon Vay is going to get traded. He's 30 years old. He's only got 1 year left on his deal as a third-line playmaker, 83 overall, so we know he's not going to be going anywhere. But let's take a look at this one guy they have on their list, Asham, who is Jay Asham, who's a two-way forward, bottom 6 potential, third-round pick in 2021, 19-year-old, nothing really too special, but the Rangers want to give us Svedberg, who is this guy, who's an 85 overall sniper. Wow. Ola Svedberg. An 85 overall sniper, 25 years old. Defensively, very good. Shooting, he's got a hard slap shot, that's about it. And he's a third-line checking line forward as a sniper, which is unique. So we already picked up that one guy off of waivers from the Florida Panthers. But we could also add another sniper, an 85 overall sniper. Huh. He could actually turn out to be like a Chad Roloff, essentially. And his puck moving skills are actually too bad. That's not a bad deal there. And then they also want to give us 84 overall Anthony Duclair in this deal as well, who's 26 years old. As a top 9 forward, he's also a sniper. He's got a very hard shot. He's not defensively. He's a second line forward, actually. Good puck moving skills with 15 goals and 16 assists for 31 points so far this year. So he's not too bad as a second line player. Why would the Rangers want to give this deal for us? They want to take a prospect, a second, and Lyndon Vay for an 85 sniper and an 84 for 2 snipers. This is a very, very, very unique trade. This is a really weird trade. I feel like this trade almost seems like it's in our favor. Like, we want to trade away Lyndon Vay. The second is, it's a little bit iffy. It's going to be like a high, it's going to be a high 30th, but you get 2 really good players, 2.5 and 3.2 left on their contracts, and they're 25 and 26 years old. That's a really good deal. And we're also, the good thing about this is we're not giving away Tanev. We're not giving away Tanev, and we're not giving away Grice or Bourque. So we could still get some draft picks back for those guys. Could probably get a second for Bourque. This is a really unique trade. I think we should do this. I really do think that we should make this trade right now. Trading away Tanev, because Tanev's trade value is not that, it's not that big. Tanev's trade value is not that big. What is the trade values of Duclair and Svedberg, though. Their trade values are really big. Why do the Rangers want to do this? Are they trying to unload cap? Is that the reason the Rangers want to do this? Is they're trying to get rid of cap space? Could this be the sole reason the Rangers want to do this trade is because they're trying to get rid of cap? Svedberg still has the potential to become a top 6. Duclair's already a top 6 as a second-line player. The way I'm seeing it, boys, I don't see a logical reason why we shouldn't take this trade. A second-round pick is, yeah, but we could probably get that back just as easily in the trade for Christopher Tanev, and we get a 25 and a 26-year-old double sniper, so we could honestly improve our team even more. And we can maybe even unload some guys in the offseason if we really, really need to. A second. Like I said, we can get that back. Asham, who's like, what is Asham really? Asham's only like a prospect two-way forward with a little bit of trade value, yeah, but it's like we have guys who are better than him. We have Aubrey, who's already a lot higher than him. We have Kleem up here. We have this Bolesky. We have the Bolesky guy that we picked up off waivers from Florida. You know what? I say let's do this trade because we can easily get back these assets and we just pick up some really good potential snipers on this deal. Fuck it, let's do it. A second-round pick, Lynn DeVay, and Asham for Svedberg and Anthony Duclair from the New York Rangers. Let's do this trade. Trade accepted. We're glad you accepted our trade proposal. The New York Rangers and your team are both better for it in our view. I did not see a reason not to take that trade because we already have Tanev still up on the trade block and Grice is up there as well. And we trade away Lynn DeVay, who was a third-line player, and we trade away Vey, a prospect who potentially might not turn out all too well, and a second for two very, like, mid in their prime snipers. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I think we just kind of fleeced the New York Rangers once again, so let's do roster moves here. Shit, man. I'm perfectly fine with the trades that we just accomplished right there. So let's see who is on our team. We have 4.5 mil of cap space here, or in the system. Do we want to call up this Bolesky guy? I think we should. Yeah, let's call up Bolesky to the NHL team because we could probably play him. Let's go to left wingers, right wingers. Unless what's his face? Are they both up on our team already? Right wingers. Svedberg is up here. And Anthony Duclair is up here as well. Okay, cool. So both those players are up on our team right now as we speak. We called up Bolesky up as well. So we can actually see what we can accomplish here. So Svedberg goes inserted into the second line, but he's a third line player. So what can we do because of this? I think we should insert Anthony Duclair into this lineup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch Mitch Mraz. So let us scratch Mitch Mraz. Let us insert Anthony Duclair into this lineup. So we're going to dress Anthony Duclair. And we're going to insert Anthony Duclair as a substitute. Okay, so Anthony Duclair is already considered a second-line player, so we want to move him up. So we'll put him in place of Svedberg, so we can have Roloff, Ryan Strome, and Anthony Duclair on our second. And then on the third pair, I want to get this Svedberg guy in here somewhere. But I already like Shinkruk, Horvat, and Putolny. What to do with this? What to do with this? He has the better potential out of Duclair, though. That's what I'm saying. He has the better potential out of Duclair. But he's a third-line player, and he should be playing third-line time. I don't want to give him fourth-line time. That's the thing. Don't want to give him fourth-line time. Should I switch him with Shinkruk because he really hasn't been progressing? Shinkruk's done progressing. Yeah, let's do it. Let's put Svedberg in there. Let's switch Svedberg with Putolny. Shinkruk will play fourth-line time with Bork and Gaunce. I'm sorry, Hunter, but you know I want these guys are in their prime, and we need to get them as much playing time as humanly possible if we want to see these guys progress in any which way. So we're going to do that. We're going to move Shinkruk down to the fourth line. Let us take over. Whoops. No lines. Here is Anthony Duclair. Anthony Duclair is on a line. He's on the second line now. So what we want to do now is we want to take Shinkruk off the power play, and let's insert Anthony Duclair onto this power play. Because Duclair had a hard shot, right? Duclair had a really hard shot. Yeah, Duclair has a hard shot, so we want to take him off there. And you know what? Let's take Barzal off the power play as well. And let's put... actually, no, we'll keep Barzal on the power play. Why not? We'll keep him there. Because Roloff's on the top pair. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's keep Roloff up there on the top pair. Four-man power play. Yeah, four-man power play's fine. Penalty kill. Penalty kill's fine. We can leave it the way it is. Three-man penalty kill's fine. Extras, goaltenders, scratch rosters, no lines. I don't know why it says no lines. Oh, I guess we can just exit out of that. Okay. Unless there's like an extras slot that's not filled. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was just a glitch. It was just a glitch. Okay, so there we go. There's no room to put Bolesky in there though, which sucks. I could scratch Hunter Shinkruk as a whole, and we could put him on the trading block. Because Shinkruk's kind of done progressing, and we just picked up two snipers who probably could be better than him. And he only has 17 points in 51 games. He's been doing he did good last year. He had 51 points, 45, but there's nowhere to put that guy on the team. Bolesky. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. I think Hunter Shinkruk might have just earned his way onto the trade block now because we picked up that guy Bolesky. So we're gonna dress Bolesky now. Lots of changes going on right now in Vancouver. That's to say the least. A lot of crazy changes going on right now. So we're gonna put Gene Bolesky in for this lineup now. He has 74 faceoffs. Brendan Gaunce is still obviously the better suited there. So we're gonna play Gene Bolesky on the fourth line because that's the best place we can put him right now. Gaunce is still technically a third line player as well. But all right, so we're gonna have special teams. There is no special teams error because there's an extra error here somewhere. It's probably 4-on-4 continued. All right, so we're gonna have Ryan Strome, and let's put Anthony Duclair in that spot since it is Roloff, Grigorenko, and Duclair. Yeah, that makes sense. Extra attacker. Okay, so we need another extra attacker as well. Let us put in there. Let's put Putolny as an extra. Actually, let's put Svedberg as an extra attacker. Okay, so we'll put Svedberg in there. Shootouts. Helmanen should not be taking the shootout. We can put. Let's put Svedberg in. Not Putolny. Let's put Svedberg in there. So Grigorenko, Galchenyuk, Barzal, Svedberg, and Strome. That's fine. Those are all the changes there. Okay, so we'll just keep simulating here with this team because I don't think we're gonna make it up to the trade deadline. But I think we're just going to have to dedicate a whole video to the trade deadline next video. We'll have to go through all the teams. Well, how much are we at? We're at like 28 minutes right now. Let's see if we can get to the trade deadline here. Let's see if any other teams approach us. And we'll see if any other teams, actually reach out to us and want to make a deal with Tanev. Oh, whoa. Stop the simulation. I forgot. I need that in my trading block again. I forgot I need to edit up my trading block once again. Because it should be under trades. Trading a block. Alright, so we want to edit our trading block right here. So Tanev is still on there, Grice, and we do want to add Hunter Shinkruk to our trading block. These two guys actually have a lot of trade value hung up on them, and Shinkruk actually has a little bit as well. So we can probably get a second back for Shinkruk as well. So we're gonna make that trade right there. I feel that was a good trade, man. I really do. Picking up a 25 and a 26-year-old possibly who could, maybe turn out pretty decent for Lindevay, a third liner, a second round pick, and a prospect who we really weren't gonna use. I feel like that was a really good trade to make for next year at least. Especially Anthony Duclair, if he can actually start to put the puck in a little bit more on this team, or playing second line time, you know, we'll see what happens here. And I mean, we won our last 2 games after making that trade. All right, so I think we can say that we're done scouting forwards. You know what I'm really gonna do? I'm gonna see if there's any potential. Is there any goaltenders? Which place has the most goalies? The Dell and the Russian League have the most goaltenders right now. There's nobody there. There's 4 goaltenders here in the Dell League. Let's scout the goalies for 6 weeks. A 3rd round pick to the Boston Bruins for Karalik. I don't want to trade my draft picks. That's the thing. I'm not looking to trade my draft picks right now. Who is this guy? Karalik, who's an 82 overall. Peter Karalik, high potential for a top 9 forward, another 2-way forward. I'm not going to make this trade with the Boston Bruins because I need to keep my draft picks right now. So I want to hold on to my draft picks. I want to trade my players and get draft picks in. And after we made that trade with the New York Rangers, the second trade with the New York Rangers for a big deal, we've won our past 3 games. So, you know, maybe Svedberg and Anthony Duclair actually might pan out for this team. You never know. Because now our second line is Roloff, Strome, and Duclair, and then our third line is Putolny, Horvat, and Svedberg, and we've won 4 straight now. So I don't know what's wrong with this Vancouver Canucks team because we're almost back up to 500 again. There's a loss to Columbus. Okay, making it a little bit realistic. Thank you very much, boys. And the New Jersey Devils, 6-5 win over them. So we're winning games here. We should be losing games. We're almost back up to 500 here. This Vancouver Canucks team, man, they are a strange bunch of players, to say the very least. There's another win. We're back to 500. Well, we've had ourselves a month of February, to say the least. Only 3 losses in the month so far, knock on wood. 3 more games here left. We beat the Boston Bruins 5-2. The Vancouver Canucks, after making that trade with the New York Rangers, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are 7-1 after making that deal with the New York Rangers. Are 7-1 after picking up Svedberg and Duclair, okay? 7-2. Still, 29-29. Klimi and Karalati for Nick Spaulding. I'm gonna downright say no thank you. He's a top 6 AHL forward player at this point in time. No thank you. And okay, Lucas Spiza. So a 2nd, Aubrey, and a 3rd for this year for Lucas Spiza and Karalik. No thank you. We're gonna decline that trade. We're gonna simulate this game here against the San Jose Sharks, best team in our division. Might be the best team in the NHL right now too. They're looking pretty good. And a 4-1 loss. Okay, so the trade deadline is upon us. James Wisniewski is placed on waivers. He's 72 overall at 4.2. No, thank you. We're not gonna need to pick him up. Faith, I think it's Drew Faith and Karalati for Nick Spaulding. No, we're not gonna make that trade. Okay, so we're currently at 33 minutes here. We're 29, 30, and 2. We're still the worst team in our division. Let's check out the stats for our division, because the way it seems... Okay, we're actually not the worst team in our division. The Edmonton Oilers are. We have 61 points, and Anaheim has 69, so realistically, we're 8 points out of a playoff spot. What's the wild card at? Wild card is sitting at... 60. The wild card is sitting at 67 points. As you guys can see, other than Nashville, Colorado, St. Louis, San Jose, and Calgary, the entire Western Conference this year really sucks. 67 points is the wild card spot. We're 6 points out of a wild card spot with a record of 29, 30, and 3. Now, I feel like this has happened before in the past, where we were only a couple points out of a playoff spot, but we were actually a very struggling team. I'm still going to go outright and say we're not a playoff team, but this team could possibly surprise me after a very good month that they had. They went 7-3 or 8-3, whatever the case may be. They could surprise some players this time. So we're going to check stats, all the stats, and then we're going to take a whole video dedicated to the trade deadline, hopefully to make some right trades. All right, so goals for per game. Let's check this out. Goals for per game is still down there at 2.6, okay? So it's still one of the worst. Goals against per game. It is... Okay, it's under 3 now, which is good. Our goals against is now at 2.8, so it's near the middle of the pack again, which is not terrible. It's not terrible. Power play percentage, let's see if our power play got a little bit better. Not really, it's still at 16%. We have 250 power plays, though, this year. Second most team on the power play. So we're tied with Edmonton, which kind of makes sense, but not really. Carolina has a deadly power play. Okay, so that's the power play. And then the penalty kill. Penalty kill is at a 81%. So it's not far off. It's kind of in the middle yet again. Can we see our home and away record? Home record, we're 12-18. Away, we're 17-12-3. And our last 10, we're 7-3. So the team, as of lately, has been playing better. And we'll have to see what this team is going to actually do come trade deadline time. So it is trade deadline time, but we're going to have to see what deals we can make here. All right, so let's check out the stats here. So forwards, Galchenyuk with 54 points, Grigorenko with 47, Strome has 41, Barzal 36, Duclair, I don't know how many points he had after coming over from the Rangers, so not sure there. Roloff has 36, Putolny has 23, Gaunt's 22, Bork 19, Shinkruk with 17, Bleski, not sure how many he had from Florida. Svedberg, same deal. Mraz with 12 and Horvat with 11. So fourth line is positive. Gaunt's, yeah, the fourth line is all positive. Everybody else is negative on this team. Doesn't really make sense. Defenseman Cam Fowler with 39 points. Nordlund with 27. Hamilton with 26. Helmanen with 17. Corson has 6 and Tanev has 4. So Christopher Tanev is definitely on the way out of here. So we already know that for a fact. And then goaltenders. We have Polivka starting to get the majority of the starts yet again. 19, 17, and 2. Grice 10, 13, and 1. We know Grice is going to be out of here with 3 shutouts, even though Grice has. And there's the points. So that's what the stats look like for this Vancouver Canucks team. 6 points out of a playoff spot, technically, because the Western Conference is not strong at all this year. So we know what we are doing here come trade deadline. All right, so let's see what teams are going to be interested in our players here. So let's go to trade players. Let's go to proposed trades. And we're just going to take a look at all the players that we want to trade and which teams are going to be interested in them. So we know we're going to be trading Christopher Tanev here. He's going to get gone. Let's just take a look at him first. So what teams are going to be interested in Christopher Tanev, if any? All right, the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to be interested. The Colorado Avalanche, but they can't take him because of salary, but that shouldn't be too difficult for salary. Edmonton, but we don't want to trade with the players in our division. Florida, LA, not going to be trading within our division. We want to send them to the Eastern Conference if possible. Nashville, don't want to trade with them. San Jose is the best team in the league. The best team in our division. They're kind of going to fly away with the division, so I wouldn't feel bad trading away Tanev to the Sharks at this point, so we could do that with them. Tampa Bay, there's another destination for Tanev as well. Winnipeg and Washington. Okay, so out of all the teams that we're seeing here, Columbus would be a good spot. Columbus, Florida maybe. So Columbus, Florida, San Jose, Tampa Bay, and Washington. So those are probably the best teams that we could trade Christopher Tanev to. And, out of all of them, I'm not sure which of them are playoff teams, but we can check that out when we do our video next time around. So those are the teams that we can definitely trade Tanev to. Is any team in the league going to be interested in Thomas Greiss at this point? If any team interested in Thomas Greiss. The Winnipeg Jets would be interested in Thomas Greiss, so he could probably be the only team that we trade Thomas Greiss to. So Winnipeg might actually need a goaltender at this point. Maybe this Serebrennikov is not doing all too hot for them at this point. He has 21 games played. He has 9 and 10, so maybe they could take on Greiss at this point, or maybe Jacob De Silva or Jason De Silva is not playing all too well for them either. He's already 21 and 15. So the Winnipeg Jets are the only team that we could possibly trade Thomas Greiss to and get a draft pick back for them. So there's a possible trade right there as well. And then we also have Gabriel Bourque, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of teams would be interested in Gabriel Bourque at this point, just because of the fact that he could be like a nice little fourth line addition to their team. Let's see, Columbus. Yeah, a lot of teams will be. Yeah, a lot of teams are actually interested in. Well, not many, a few of them. A lot of teams could be interested in getting Gabriel Bourque for like a depth player for a playoff run. And we could probably trade Mitch Moroz down there. Maybe Mitch Moroz as well. And but other than that, those are the players that we can make the trades to. So let me know what you guys think of this thing, because we're like I said, we're 6 points out of a wild card spot. But at this point in time, I don't think that we shouldn't count our chickens before they hatch. But I'm gonna go out there and say that we're not a playoff team. We want to kind of build for next year. And I think we should trade away all of our assets. So next episode, guys, it's going to be like a full trade deadline episode where we make certain trades. We're going to look at each team and see what the best possible additions to our team could be for the players. Like we said, we're going to trade away Tanev and probably Thomas Greiss to the Winnipeg Jets, as they're the only team that wants them. We'll see what we can do with those trades. Maybe we'll make trades in the next episode. If not, it'll just be a whole trade deadline episode where we look at certain stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, let me know what you guys thought about that trade with the New York Rangers, giving away Lyndon Vey, a second, and a prospect for Anthony Duclair and Svedberg. So let me know what you guys feel about that trade. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.